If office ever pick up.
We're gonna try calling.
Wait, but where uno need? Uno need or?
Calling to make sure that there's.
Yeah, so then they'll bring me in. Now come with them.
Because I could call off on my phone, but then this you need to go live. Melody, you need for ready for shoot with your phone. What if your phone they get full up and you just throw it up in the WhatsApp, but you not got data yet, right? Well, just collect if anything.
Alright, use my one too, but I don't know WhatsApp.
You not got nothing.
I'm tell Harlan to come to them now, and you know answer the phone or something.
Tell her the hotline not work either. Well, we need to get to one new car.
My dad wants service Saturday too, man. I know where they going. I know where they going. Just tell them my Harlan count the man down.
Melody, this time man right here. I think that a guy from
What?
that may be the presiding officer, or I'm not sure. People who have to do with the yeah. That lady there as well, I believe she's a public officer, the one with the crown last.
Hello? Hello?
Oh, the one in the dress?
Oh no. No.
She has to come.
Yeah, that's she. Melody, you need to catch people if they come out and see if they're willing to talk. What is that?
So I keep it online, and then you inform me when the time to go on.
Okay.
So I keep it for speaker self, yeah.
Okay. You sit right over there. I think cross.
Alright, straight. Alright, so let's get set for the shot.
Yeah, good? Is here good? Melody, people then are probably PUP scrutineers. Yeah, need to introduce yourself. You could listen, we probably need a speaker.
And right now we're gonna try to get from PG, Maya. You can go on air. Might be a little bit of delay before we get her, but she is very strong. As soon as that comes in, we're gonna drop her in live from the border to Soho.
Officer, when activities start to happen here in terms of preparedness for opening the polls? Like 6 o'clock? Like 6.
the same. The same Harrison.
Okay. Good morning, Belize. Good morning, Moses, Zenaida, Keisha, especially Zenaida, because this morning I hear what you say. You start to campaign first thing. And then somebody this morning sent me a video and I had to remind me that no campaigning today, right? You know, one of the ads where they start to prepare late in the game. I am not hearing you guys, so I guess
Waiting for Marisol to get started.
there you go. Especially Zenaida, because this morning I hear what you say. You start to campaign toasting. And then all right, so that delay may end up being an issue, but we're out here in Punta Gorda. We are at one of the largest polling stations here in Punta Gorda, the Toledo East Division, and this one in particular is St. Peter Claver RC. The thing about PG that I was learning is that it's a sleepy town, if you could still describe it that way, because I know that in Belize City we were leaving yesterday evening from in the day and camps were setting up, but out here all of that is happening until this morning. If you Sharon, if you can pan to my right, that camp, which at this point has absolutely no one sitting there, but the tent is there, that is for the Yes camp. And on this day, based on what we're hearing, some of the camps may not come out here with any specific party colors, right? I know that the opposition leader has said their paraphernalia, that their shirts, logos, that sort of thing, you won't see anything political, but they will be out here working. So that's what we're dealing with here out on the ground. Getting to this polling station, there were not a lot of people in the line. We got here probably like 6:40, I would say 6:45, and there were only about 3 or so people. There were some people who were waiting around, sitting around for the polling station to actually open, and when the polling stations did open, Sharon, if you can pan over to the polling station, when the polling station did open, you see them get up and from where they're sitting and making their way now to the actual polling station. So now it's picking up a bit, but Will Mejia of the Belize Territorial Volunteers, Will has a lot of hats. He's a part of the Belize Peace Movement as well. He told us that things are not like in other parts of the country. So here in PG, things are picking up late. I do not see any camp for the no vote at this time. And in terms of what else is happening around us, we do see that people are carrying on about their regular lives. People were walking their dogs, some were exercising, some are getting ready to go to their workstations. What we've picked up coming on our way here is, I believe, what you will be getting for the remainder of the day, probably in all parts of the country. Leaving from our hotel, we met a few people who work by the airstrip, who work in some of the different businesses here in town, and we asked them, well, are you guys going to vote? And they're like, yes, we're registered. One of them was asking, I don't have my voter's ID with me, can I well, he wasn't thinking of taking absolutely anything, but you do need some form of ID for them to be able to at least get your name, right? But you don't have to have your voter's ID to be able to vote. Another person told me that no, they are not going to vote. As a matter of fact, they say they didn't even register. So that is the situation out here. Others, like for instance, this guy who was exercising, he's like, yes, I'm going to go out and vote. We've approached some people to speak with us, but some are, as usual, shy. Throughout the course of the day, we will try to speak with other people, and of course we will definitely try to find the principals from the main political parties out here, wherever we can find them. Here in Punta Gorda, you have the St. Peter Claver RC, which is one of the main polling stations, and then there is the Methodist school as well. Melody is out here with me. Melody, join me. She will be the one who will be staying out here for us. So Melody, I don't know what, it's the first time you're voting, well, sorry, it's the first time you're covering a referendum. How does it feel? She's going to be my first interview this morning, people.
I'm a bit nervous.
And say, take the mic. All right.
I'm a bit nervous, but I'm excited about what's supposed to happen here today. So far, people seem very engaged and interested in the whole thing.
So?
Yes.
I don't know, because we passed while lady where they sell food.
Well, I know for one, I have friends who drive all the way from Lizzie to PG for come vote. So I feel like they're engaged.
Which is good, because the employers have given them their time, and that is what should happen. That according to the law, employers should give employees who are registered reasonable time to go out and vote. So perfect. But I don't know if you would talk about being engaged, because some people are like the person I was talking about at one of the food stalls. They're like, the husband has gone already to the polling station. This is before 7 o'clock when the polls open. But I'm like, well, okay, what about you? She's inside her kitchen probably doing tortillas, frying fried jack. I'm not sure. But the fact is that she says she's not going. And they're a bit reluctant to speak and say what exactly is going to, the day will look like for them today.
Well, I met a man a little while ago, and he told me he's excited to come and vote, and he thinks that this is something, an opportunity that he should have a long time ago, and that he's going to vote because the claim needs to be settled. That's his whole stance, and he says he feels like he was well informed on the issue, and that he is glad that he has the opportunity to finally say something about the issue.
By the way, we were the first media house out here today, and this is like the central. Some people are saying Punta Gorda is going to carry the day. I would want to approach the priest.
Okay.
Sir, would you be willing to speak with us?
Okay, so we're out here at St. Peter Claver RC School. People are coming out in large numbers. Can you pan over that side? More people are coming this way. Will Mejia just showed up, so we'll try to get an interview with him.
Yes, buddy.
Okay, Mr. Mejia.
We call out Will, by the way. I'm kidding. Will, how come you don't get here early morning? I mean, we are grilling right now.
Yeah, well, you know how it is in Punta Gorda. We had to go check the Saskatoon first to make sure that the voters never come over, and that
the Guatemalans are not coming over en masse. But the government will say that these are naturalized Belizeans, yes, of Guatemalan origin. What would you say to that?
Well, you know, the government has said a lot of things that's not true. So the Belizean people today will have an opportunity to get even.
So, Will, talk to us about how the day will look like for you. I mean, you are out here as part of the Belize Peace Movement, not necessarily, or explain what your role is here today.
Well, I'm here definitely as a part of the Belize Peace Movement, and we are basically keeping our eyes open to look to see if there's any irregularities, which already we saw some irregularities even before it started. A government vehicle pulled up with a lot of voters in there. I mean, that is totally out of control. There is like no reason for that. And you see, it just went by over there. That was the mayor's vehicle coming in with a lot of people in it, taking them straight to the polls. I mean, you should not be using government resources to get the votes out.
Will, what can you tell us about how things actually function out here in Punta Gorda in terms of voter turnout? How swift, how slow we would expect people to be coming out here?
Well, usually in the morning it's kind of busy, then there's a lull, then towards the end of the day, then people start coming out. So right now, as you could see, there was a wave of people that just came in a government vehicle. I think that has to be like pointed out, and there will be a lull between 11 and 3 o'clock, and after that it starts heating up again.
What do you have to say about the fact that currently we only see the setup for the yes camp? There's nothing here for the blue, and you will concede, some people are conceding that the south is what's going to carry this thing for either side.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, it boils down to money. As you can see, that Yes Camp have a CDS banner on it, which has gotten money from the referendum unit and or from the government. And again, I am calling out the people at the United Nations who gave money or who is managing the money, who allow for all these irregularities to take place. I mean, right over there, that huge scam, that costs a lot of money. They know people didn't get any money, so of course they could do these things.
Will, what do you think the voter turnout will look like?
It will be on mobilization. As you know, that here in Toledo district, a lot of people will have to travel 10 and 15 miles just to get to our polls. Just to get to the poll. So it'll be about transportation and who could move the people. At the end of the day, that's what it'll be about. The people who have the most money. Again, you see the government vehicles being used, and again, you see other vehicles that's, I don't want to sound like, but at the end of the day, it's about who got the money to move the people.
Are you concerned about what you're seeing then? Because you obviously support a no vote, but it is said that on election day, what wins elections is bringing out people. So are you concerned of what you're seeing out here right now?
Yes, definitely. I am very concerned about what I'm seeing right now. But hopefully that a lot of people that I've met too, I mean, they face a lot of intimidation. Hopefully that they will trickle in and make the difference. The people that we see here right now are people who work for government and people who are out here with government.
Without... No, man. Without campaigning, sir. Without, no. You say our setup, right? Yeah. So you say our setup. We never have that setup over here. That's you don't have nothing to worry about. But Will, without campaigning, why was it important for this alliance between political rivals, in essence, for today?
I think the alliance with the other parties, because it was not just the PUP, it was along with VIP, the BPP, other social movements, getting together to one of the things I believe that energized all of us to get together was the fact that the campaign was one-sided.
You don't think they were sufficiently well informed?
Yeah, and even today, if you go to people tell you, they came here and had a meeting for an hour or two and then expect us to make a decision. Even today, that is like what you'll hear from most people. So, I mean...
But then the people have a responsibility, Will, to inform themselves as well.
That is true. But remember, this thing was...
people were not sufficiently interested or engaged?
No. It's all of a sudden like the floodgates open, because this was around from 2008, and in only the past few months you are seeing all of these people coming. I mean, I could tell you right now that the farmer General Jones, right? I could call his name because it's a fact. He has spent more time in the Toledo district campaigning for the yes side than when he was the head of the military.
Will.
I mean, when he was the head of the military, he should have been like patrolling the borders and spending time here to make sure that things is run. There you have again, I mean, it's just...
Will, and I'm going to beg the indulgence right now of our people in studio, because we the live right now and we the roam fire to city. Sir, come back please when you're ready. Now when you're ready, right now. Yeah, so we're going to drill Will with all the questions we have right now. You mentioned the general, so we're going to segue with that to the Sarstoon. When last have you been there? Have you been there since the last time that the gaff blocked the mouth of the river?
Well, I was there. I wasn't really in the Sarstoon yesterday, but I was in the area yesterday. And of course, the gaff are still active. And again, this is like an opportunity for Belizeans to see how Guatemala has come into our country and bullied us within our borders. So, I mean, I think that people will have an opportunity today to send a message.
So then you think, how do you think your activism in relation to the Sarstoon has affected the way Belizeans see the claim?
Well, we have brought to them via, media houses like yours to see what is happening on the ground. Because a lot of people, they live in Belize City or Curacao, and they do not know exactly what is happening. But when they see what is happening, then they get the sense. So, I mean, like, they get the sense. But I was motivated this past weekend. I was all the way up north in Orange Rock, and I really felt the vibe of the people up there, who, every person I met up there, because of what the peace movement and the territorial volunteers have been doing, are aware of what the bullying that's taking place on the Sarstone.
So I'm going to ask you this question that I plan to ask everyone. Have you had any sleepless nights over this issue?
No, really and truly, no. I have not had sleepless nights. I have had some fun with the issue. I am a person that I try to have fun in whatever I do. So I have had some fun, which I could reveal now. Like, I would go on Facebook and throw a question there, and it's like fishing, and see who will bite and who won't bite. So it was like a lot of for me. That was the fun part of it. I have people who are put into categories, in the different fish categories. You have the captor, you have the permit, which is hard. Then one they don't bite your line at all.
Yeah, fishing man for real.
The other ones that bite your line. So yes, hi.
Will, you're an activist. Has this issue polarized your family, or they're with you in this?
What, the vixen? I got a Sarstone because they are afraid, of course.
That's interesting. I don't know if that's ever been put out there.
Yeah, no, just my wife, she like tripped because people call her and say your husband is like putting his life at risk. But other than that, no, it has not. I mean, I have a lot of friends. Dennis Scarbott is my friend. I continue. Mr. Pitt. I contact to these people. Mr. Pitt, he is the head of the East Indian Council. What, Mr. Yeah, Mr. Pitt. Well, you have this young lady back here too.
We're going in a line though. We're going in a line.
Okay, yes.
You could call anytime.
Right, yes.
We have this young man. We have this young man call. No, I just want you remember one thing for me though. No campaigning, right? So, your name and where you're from. Hold it. Yeah.
Okay. I'm Robert Foreman. I have a PG hunting.
All right. So you have decided that you're gonna come out here and vote today. Exercise your right.
Yeah, of course.
You haven't voted just yet because polls don't open.
I don't vote as yet.
All right. So, why did you feel it important to actually come out?
Because, to me, right, Guatemala is the bully believes. And not dispute they like if before I go through, because if you're not curious, if you got a problem with somebody, for a simple example, right? If you go a dispute with somebody, altercation, because look at Guatemala have altercation free for one land, right? So if you have altercation with someone, you should take it to court. If you don't care with a court, you either have the hurt one another or something bad happen out of the situation if you don't settle it.
So you comfortable that the court would give us a decision that you would accept?
Nope.
Can't remember if final.
Nope.
Oh, you're not.
Nope. I got a shut up a doubt.
And so that is going to direct how you vote this morning.
That's up for me. I just have to try and decide which one.
So you not decided? You confused?
I'm not confused at all.
Okay.
I just not decide which decision I want to go with yet.
When the ballot the front of you?
No, when the ballot the front of me, I'll decide how I vote. I don't know how I vote right now. I know I have over the media.
That's fine.
But what is happening is that what I know is Guatemala is bullying Belize. What time I got now? So I was doing it with me here. And me and my sister from states and somebody, me I think I want to reach there. Guatemala they chase me out as I was doing it and so much boat.
How did that make you feel? Because you've grown up.
I sleep good, but I don't sleep good.
You wanna so.
Because he may go catch a plane and fly out tomorrow, so he go sleep good.
Throw stones.
I can't fly nowhere. On Guatemala go across there, genocide. If Britain no help we, on Guatemala come over here, it's gonna be genocide, man.
You know some of your history and you seem to think that the British will still help us, but I'm going when I talk about all right. Our switch a little bit more to so other questions. The issue, has it been discussed within your family?
Yes, it's been discussed in my family. I try to explain to my family members that they need to make up their mind and try. This is a serious thing. People taking it for a joke, right? people taking the referendum and the ICJ, everything for a joke, like it's something that they're putting on Facebook, all kind of thing, and laugh. It's a clown thing. I don't know, but
Would you hold it against people who have decided that they will not come out and vote today because they're confused on the issue?
yeah, because I kind of confused myself. But
But you still decide that you are Coco exercise your right.
it's like, even with or without your vote, it look like they're about to do what they have to do.
Yeah. All right. Thanks so much, man. Young voter to be applauded. The who you miss? Come. And then he and then. All right. Good, ma'am. Can you give us your name, please?
Diana Dinville.
All right. And you are voting for the first time in a referendum, or the 2008 one? Did you vote?
No, this is my first.
How do you feel?
Oh, great. I have to save our country.
Did you come out here on your own, or from how far?
Indianville.
How far that will? How far that? I know that. Okay. Okay, so not that far. So tell us, you said it's important to come out because we have to save our country. Has this issue polarized your own family, probably among your own friends?
Yeah, it has. And I have tried to get everybody to vote because I think it's necessary for us to vote. We need to say what we want to say. We need to vote for our country and save our country for future generations.
Do you feel that you were sufficiently informed about the issue?
Yes, because I read and I got information from people.
Did you attend any of the forums that were held by the government?
Yes, I did.
Did you find that those were biased, adequate, good enough?
I think some of them, because I attended a few, I think some of them was like keeping information, hiding information, not giving the full detail of what it is. Because if you vote yes, what we're giving up. If we vote no, we're saving our country. So it was like, to me, they were hiding something. I mean, I'm not sure, I'm just saying. And they're not giving us the full information of what the consequence of how we vote.
And do you find it acceptable, the manner in which the government has dealt with this issue?
No, I think they're very, I don't know, like to me, the impression I get, my opinion only, I feel like they want to give away the part of the South. That's my impression.
What do you think Guatemala is claiming?
The part of the South, because the South is the better part of, I mean, not biased or anything.
We're not going to do
The South is the better part of the country. It has everything.
That's why we call you first.
it has
It's beautiful, but it's too far.
Yeah, I know it is, but it has everything to offer, and that's what Guatemala wants. And the government is giving it away.
Thank you so much. Why? Why are we? Sir, would you give us break to do them because they need to go? Oh, no need to go back to work? Come then, come. Yeah, but you decide to stay. Come, sir. Perfect. Okay, sir. Your name. Tell me everything what you want. Tell me then. You tell me what you want. Tell me. Only if you start campaign, I'll stop you.
I don't really want to tell you nothing. I don't really like talking much like this. But,
all right. So you don't vote? Where?
No, I have forgot I'm to this.
Yeah. So when you the daughter, you can see how things look or what?
No, I don't see how things look. All I can do is just get this done. Whatever I need to get done today, get it done one time and done.
So you just make your way over there. Do you already know how you will vote?
Because then I don't know what part I'm going to vote, but no, then don't tell me that I have forgot I'm to this.
Okay, so do you already know how you will vote?
Yeah.
You're not confused at all?
No.
So then Wilmer, tell me you grew up on the Star Student.
Too old to be confused.
Tell me about the Star Student.
Well, I got nothing much to say. All I know that I born in a river, or upon that river, or ridge. Yeah, well, not literally the river, but upon the
banks of the river, like literally that's where you're
yes.
Because of the distance, no?
Not really because of the distance, but
so then tell us what you have observed at the Sarstoon that has influenced the way you will vote today.
Well, because then you know as free as before. First, as I say, I born there and I pretty much grow there, and I used to could go in and out without no problem. But now you have to go and check. You have to stop in and check the checkpoint thing every time, and you know it should be at least the way home there.
How does that make you feel?
Well, in a sense, you know, make me feel too good because then now I can read the traffic there easily, and even as a guide, I still feel harder go there with my guests then, because then I don't know if they want to stop me or make my guests then feel away by coming in there in the area with the people them. So
let's go say you would vote no. but at the end of today, the result overall are yes. How that make you feel?
Well, I can't feel nothing about it because then it's a pity I'm not the government. If I'd been the government, I'd definitely do something else different than this. Because then this a turn too long, this to happen. I hear this from the time I small, and now I have 3 kids. They hear the same thing over and over. And my granny used to tell me that means that they used to tell my pato.
So, but then yes, 200 yards. But what would you do different then?
I can't tell you why I do difference because then if you say something, you go right back to the people there, and then you know.
So you.
The only thing I could say, if I have the post, I'm sure and you must see the difference why I do. So right, I can't tell you why I do.
But you may visible, you may see it on the river, on the border.
On the sky, you must see.
Perfect. Has this issue polarized your family, like divided your family? Do you find that way earlier when they announced the date at the beginning, 1 year ago, more than 1 year actually, since the delay, that people were freely willing to talk about it, and then as you come closer, people become more fearful as to how they want to vote on?
I mean, no, because I even ask them. They don't tell me, I not ask them. I was concerned about my part because whatever I decide can I don't only one more person or one less person.
One, that how you go, one okra full basket.
Yeah, so then I can't really say what may happen if with my decision. I don't know, make my decision.
Yes.
And if it come to the push to the shove, the time is PS come where I could get in our position or something, I would definitely do something better because then this a long time this did happen.
So Mecca here, what you would have tell them people would decide that they just stay home. They're gonna get an idea and everything, but they're not consider, well, I don't know how they consider it, but they stay home.
Well, then they know for the reason why they stay home. I know my reason why they are, and I really don't have much more time right now. I have to go like right now.
Sir. So. Perfect. You could go vote. Yes. Who next? You are go, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Your name?
My name is Gabriel Piet.
All right. You voted already or not?
I did.
Perfect. Tell us why you found it important to come out here and vote today.
I think this is one of the most important days in the history of this country. Today we decide the future of this country, and that, in my view, that is very, very important to me.
Did you vote in the previous referendum when it was being decided whether the Senate should be elected, or is this your first referendum?
No, I voted in that. I voted in that. I don't like vote.
You like vote? Perfect. Good. All right, so talk to us about the discussions that you've had on this referendum with your family. Has it been like any other topic? Has it been discussed quite a lot? How has it been?
Yes, I would say so. We have discussed it, and most of my families and myself, sometimes we have different opposing views, but really polarize us. Some of my friends, we have different views politically and so on, but it has never really polarized us. I have my own view and they have their own view, but we have never really argued about it. We have discussed it intelligently.
Do you find that you were sufficiently informed about it?
Well, yes, I was. I know a person read a lot. I've been studying this thing all the way back from the 60s. All right?
So I know we're not supposed to ask, but some people are very willing to say how they will vote, or in this case, how you voted. Are you one of those voters?
Yeah, I don't mind to say I voted no.
Okay.
I voted no.
And you say that you have studied this issue.
I have.
Will you be disappointed if tomorrow the overall is yes?
Probably to a certain extent, but
then we're going to court if that happens.
I will have to live with the results, But what it is is what it is.
Right. Anything else you want to add, sir?
And one of the main reasons that I voted no was that I do not feel that we should have judges or a court to decide our borders.
Right.
All right? Our borders have been decided already in the 1859 treaty, 1931, and our independence in 1981. All right? So I don't think we should have no court deciding our borders now.
One last question for you. What do you find is the interest, or can you compare the interest of the older generations versus the younger generations on this issue?
Boy, that's a good one. I could talk for myself, no?
Yes, what you
I could talk to myself, and I have noticed that most of the older people in my age range and so on, right? They have studied the issue, and they are very cognizant of what is happening right now. But to me, the younger people, you know,
They're not as interested.
They're not as interested. They are very disinterested. All they worry about is go to a party and have a nice time.
Definitely. Thank you so much, sir. Was there anyone else, or that's it?
Tell them about your experiences.
Come. What happened? No, come. So what did you observe? She's a reporter for PGTV, and she will be joining Melody. Your name, sorry.
Justine Trapp.
Justine. So you observed something just now. Great going, observing what's happening. That's what you do as a good reporter. I'd give to anyways. So what did you see?
Okay, this morning we went around to ask people to come over the side to speak there
with the media.
Yes, and we came across this man, and we told him if he would like to speak. He said how much are we paying him? So we said we're not paying, we're just asking people with their free will. He said that how we're supposed to at least pay someone if we want this to happen, because this is live broadcasting like every other person is doing. So we must.
So are you taking that, are you stretching that, because I'm sure he was very cognizant that it's media interview, so are you stretching that to say it's because maybe other people were offering, including to pay for a vote?
Probably.
Good answer. Good. So that's what we observed here. Will, we're going to wrap up from here. We will try to find Mr. Garbott. He
said he was coming back.
All right, so we're going to wrap up because we're just zipping through the different spots. So we're going to try and find Mr. Garbott. For now, we're going to take it back to the studios. This is Marcella Maya, Melody Wagner, Justine Trapp, Edson Dubon, Sharon Hope, and Will Mejia, PGTV. We take it back to the studios. This is ICJU Decide, Creme, and CTV3.
All right.